Hi, I'm Brett from Metropole. What is the best way to value a property? In my mind, there's many different ways to determine a property's true value. There's also a few different types of people you can turn to for a valuation on your property. The most common of valuers, and I know as an investor myself, it can often feel like they make or break a property purchase. After all, who hasn't received a bad valuation at some stage? And if you haven't yet, well, I suggest it's likely you will at some stage. Understanding the different ways in which property can be valued can help you make better sense of the outcome. More importantly, it can give you control back in the decision-making process so you don't rush into any rash decisions. The first type of valuers we look at are historic valuers. And they're really like the valuers that come out and value property once you've made a purchase or you're looking to refinance. They're employed by the banks. They're not there to benefit you. And historically, they're looking at the data and the facts and the numbers from previous sales. They're not interested in any market predictions or what's happening in the future. That can be a real positive, but can also be a negative, particularly in a rising market, because quite often there is a data lag and it takes time for properties and sales to actually hit the portals so the values can get a true indication of what's happening in the market. Very difficult in a rising market, and combining that with the fact that values are generally quite conservative, it can be a bit of a blind spot, and it is often leaving people disappointed with the end valuation. The second type of value or valuation are from present day values. And we see that may be the most up-to-date information. In dealing with a property professional who's working in the current day, they skip the data lag because they know what's sold at auction on the weekend and they know what's going around the corner and can tell you the up-to-date market information. Just be careful though, because if you don't find someone who is truly independent, they may be inflating prices to suit their own vested interests, so that can be quite difficult. And the last one is I guess the most important one. It's the future valuers. The reason it's the most important is because it's up to you. You're going to determine the future value of this property. If it's an investment grade property you're holding on for 10, 15, 20 years, then your opinion of this property is going to matter the most, particularly if you've been able to understand it's going to give you wealth producing rates of return moving forward. What to do if you get a bad valuation? Well, there's generally three things we do. The first thing we do is see if we can get some kind of second opinion, which is not always possible. And if we're going to do that, the second thing we always do is actually give the valuer some more up-to-date sales. We need some more comparable sales that they may not have seen or may not have looked at and may have come on in the coming weeks. If you can support that data, it will suit their historic and data-driven tendencies and you may get a result there. But also, it's very, very unlikely. But rather than just dropping and missing out on a property, why not consider chipping in the difference? It may be a small portion, it may be a larger portion, but your future value and your opinion of the future value should play a huge role in that. I know quite often we rarely ever miss out on those types of properties, but if we do, they'll often go back on the market and sell for the same price and in many cases more. So it's really just someone's opinion that you're relying on, and it's critically important that you understand the property's future value and how it's going to fit in your portfolio. There may be some short-term gain there, but I'd rather have that than miss out on an investment grade, A-grade opportunity that's going to sit in your portfolio for a long, long, long time. That's my thoughts for today. Thanks for watching.